The second tough road game that our kids played in, and they gave it great effort. And the game, they really executed defensively with our game plan. We tried to tighten up the zone and be really active in the first half. We did a really good job of keeping them out of the lane and forcing them to shoot contested jump shots, and we were lucky they didn't hit any, and we got a decent lead. I thought our rebounding, we've been working on our rebounding. It was even. Three-pointers, I thought we did a good job defending it for the most part. I thought the difference in the game was when Jaquan Newton stepped up and hit the 2 threes. Got to give him a lot of credit. And then we lost the free throw line game. And turnovers. So, I give our kids a lot of credit. They fought. They played hard. At the end of the day, we didn't get it done again. But there's a lot of bonuses like the rebounding. I thought our defense was good, but Miami was a little bit better tonight.
You mentioned Newton with the 2 3-pointers. He's known more as an attack guy. Was that part of the reason he got those shots? Your scouting report was more guarded against him?
We tried to keep him out of the lane. He's as good of, we've had a couple guys from Newman Goretti and recruit him a little bit out of high school, and he's just got that city, knows how to get in the paint. If there's 9 guys around him, he still finds a way, and he's such a dangerous player, and that opens up so much for their big guys and their shooters. We felt that he was a key guy that we had to keep out of the lane, and for the most part we did. And I also know he has a lot of pride, and he's a talented boy, and he came up and made that was the game, in my opinion. I mean, obviously the free throws were big, but those 2 threes were huge, And so that was on us. The players, I thought our players executed it to a T. And they stayed off him, kept him out of the lane. He stepped up and knocked down 2 back-to-back threes, which was big.
What did you think about Mike was kind of being defended today, how he kind of struggled?
Well, it was hard Mike's got to play the whole game for us at the point guard position. And felt like he had to be out there with the ball. And in a perfect world, I could put him off the ball and have him off. They were pressuring us pretty hard. It was wear and tearing in him a little bit. Put KJ in, and he was pretty good, but the pressure was bothering him a little bit too. And I just felt like we had to go with Mike more, and not being able to play. Franklin is out. He would have been a big help for us tonight, but. For the most part, the kids really battled, and they were fighting out there against a really good Miami basketball team. And, I hate to say it, but we got down to the 5-minute mark again, tied, and we just couldn't close it out. There was a couple plays that we just can't happen.
How close were you with Jaquan during the recruiting process?
Great. We had Scoop Jardine and Rick Jackson, who both went to Newman Goretti, and he's a heck of a player, and they've done a great job here at Miami. Chris Caputo is a good friend of mine. Did a great job getting those kids going into Philadelphia, and Devon Reed. That's a very fertile ground of really good players, and they got us tonight.
Coach, in the first half, you held them to 19% shooting. They were 0 for 11 on 3-pointers. What are you thinking going into halftime? Are you upset that you're not having a bigger lead?
No, I'm telling them they're going to make shots in the second half. Our defense has to be better. And any good team, any championship type of team like Miami, they're going to come back. They've done a heck of a job building their program. They've got a lot of fight. They've got a lot of veteran players, Rodriguez and McClellan. They've got some fighters out there. You knew it was going to be tough, and they were going to make some runs, and the crowd was going to get into it. For the most part, they made that run. We answered it. I thought Malachi Richardson was a go-to guy tonight. He made some plays that were big for us. Some threes, driving to the basket. He was really aggressive, and it's great to see that from him because he hadn't been that player in a while. But we won't win a lot of games with Mike and Trevor scoring 10 and 5, and 4 of the free throws at the end were Mike, and that's probably my bad. We got to do a better job of getting him better looks and creating opportunities for him.
How
Well, one of the things with when you play a team like Miami, they're so good in transition that there's two different types of turnovers. There's a turnover that they get the ball out of bounds and you can go and set your defense, and then there's a turnover when you get picked at half court and they go in and make a basket. One's like a body blow, uppercut hook, and one is like, okay, we can set up our defense, and our defense is pretty good. I feel good in that one, and that happened a few times, and those aren't good. But I think. For the most part, I mean, Miami, they had a great game plan. It was hot in there. They got up and they pressured, and they put a lot of pressure on Mike, and that's wear and tear. It's like a boxer leaning on you. And they did a good job on Trevor. They were physical, bumping you off the screens, and they got Big Jakiri down there. And they do a really good job. That's why they're the 13th rated team in the country.
Mike, how much does kind of the lack of scoring from Tyler and Daewon being in foul trouble impact how they can play defense on those guys? It looked like they cheated out on the guards.
Well, the big thing is before we were able to space them out when you have Tyler Lydon in the game. We got some rolls with Tyler Roberson, and you got some Daewon late got the layup. But there's the you got to be patient on that. You got to make that read. It's like a quarterback running an out pattern. There's a timing of it, and when you're being pressured, it's a little bit different when you're running your offense like this compared to running your offense like this. And that's what they did. That's what the pressure does. Late in the game, we tried to get Malachi to bring the ball up, and maybe give Mike and Trevor to come off different ways. But right there, they had a couple steals that led to layups, and then the crowd's in it, and those can't happen. But regardless of that, I thought Jaquan Newton, his 2 threes were huge for Miami. Big.
Last question.
With the way Miami found a way to win today, you mentioned how well you defended on threes and that type of thing. Is this a sign that they're going to be around in the ACC?
I think my boss had said early in the year that he thought they were playing as good as any team in the ACC when they were in Puerto Rico, and they have size. They have guys who can make. There's good shots, and then there's the guy who, when the play breaks down, he can make a play. They've got a couple of those. They've got great shooting. They can have 4 positions out there that the guys who can make shots so they can space you. They have a lot of answers, and they've beaten some really good teams. I think we're a good team. I think we're tough to guard too, and I thought we were there, and it shows a lot of. Showed a lot about Miami, the way that they played, coming back and fighting. But got to give them a lot of credit.